Good morning. Welcome to today's meeting on the Committee on Government Affairs for the 2025 legislative session. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Assembly members Carter.
Present.
DeLong.
Present.
De Silva.
Here.
Edgeworth.
Present.
Flanagan. Gallant. Goulding. Gurr. Hunt. Jackson.
In the building.
Karras. Kasama. Wynn.
Here.
Chair Considine.
I am here, and please record Assemblymember Gallant present when they arrive. And welcome to the audience in Carson City, those joining us in Las Vegas by video conference, and those listening on the internet. I would like to begin with some housekeeping measures. First, please check and silence your electronic devices. If you wish to testify, please sign in at the table by the door and provide a business card to the committee secretary. When testifying, please turn on the microphone and clearly state your name and any affiliation for the record. Turn the microphone off when you are done speaking. If you are providing handouts, please ensure that hard copies are available for members of the public. Electronic copies should have been submitted to our committee manager by 9 a.m. on Friday for committee members. And we expect courtesy and respect in our interactions during the meeting, even if we disagree with someone else's position. I encourage committee members to ask questions and engage with the material presented. If you have any follow-up questions, please flag them for me so we can ensure we balance our time effectively during today's meeting. And committee members will be using their laptops to view handouts and other documents. Please do not interpret this as a sign of disrespect. We do have an agenda. We are taking the agenda out of order. This morning, we will begin with our work session to take action on measures the committee has heard in previous meetings. And after that, we will hear Assembly Bill 98, which creates a day of observance for labor leader Dolores Huerta. We will begin with the work session. We will conduct a work session to take action on measures the committee has heard in previous meetings. It is not customary for the committee to take testimony or rehear the bills during a work session. However, I may invite a witness to come forward for clarification or questions during our consideration of a measure. Today, we will be hearing 11 bills during the work session. Assembly Bills 81, 83, 115, 125, 144, 145, 185, 191, 208, 235, and 263. We will start with AB 81.
Thank you, Chair. Alex Drozdoff, Committee Policy Analyst. For the record, as nonpartisan legislative staff, I can neither support nor oppose any measure before the committee. The first bill on work session is Assembly Bill 81, which exempts the state of Nevada from provisions of federal law relating to daylight saving time. The committee heard this measure on February 24th. Assembly Bill 81 exempts Nevada from federal provisions requiring the observance of daylight saving time, allowing the state to remain on Pacific Standard Time year-round. Assemblymember LaRue Hatch submitted an amendment to change the effective date of this measure from July 1st, 2025 to July 1st, 2026 in order to align with the time change cycle. The amendment also adds several co-sponsors to the bill. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Members, are there any questions? I will now entertain a motion on AB 81.
So move.
Second.
Vice Chair Wynn made the motion. Amend and do pass. And, Assembly Member Carter seconded. I'm so sorry. Is there any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say yay.
Yay.
All opposed say nay. Nay. And if you could please raise your hands. So for the nays, I have Assembly Members Gallant, Kasama, and Gurr. Motion carries. And I would like to give the floor statement to Assembly Member LaRue Hatch. Ms. Drozdoff, please summarize the next bill on our work session.
Thank you, Chair Alex Drozdoff. For the record, The next bill on work session is Assembly Bill 83, which designates Larry Itliong Day as a day of observance in this state. The committee heard this measure on March 17th. Assembly Bill 83 requires the governor to annually proclaim October 25th to be Larry Itliong Day in the state of Nevada. The proclamation must call upon various entities to bring attention to Larry Itliong's contributions to the state and the country. Assemblymember Mosca proposed an amendment, adding several co-sponsors to the bill. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Members, are there any questions? Members, are there any questions? I will now entertain a motion to amend and do pass on AB 83.
So moved.
So I have a first from Vice Chair Nguyen and a second from Assemblymember De Silva. Is there any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say yea.
Yay.
All those opposed say nay. Raise your hands, please, for those. So for the noes, I have Assemblymember Gallant, DeLong, Gur, and Kasama. Motion carries. Ms. Drozdoff, please summarize the next. Oh, I'm sorry, and I've got the floor statement to Assemblymember Mosca. Please, Bill.
Thank you, Chair. Alex Drozdoff for the record. The next bill on work session is Assembly Bill 115, which authorizes certain state buildings to be used for certain purposes. The committee heard this measure on February 25th. Assembly Bill 115 authorizes the Administrator of the State Public Works Division of the Department of Administration, in coordination with the Museum Director of the Nevada State Museum, to rent or lease rooms in the Capitol building for events. The Administrator shall charge a fee for such rentals or leases, and the money received for this purpose must be deposited in the State Treasury, accounted for in the State General Fund, and used only for maintenance of the Capitol building, among other provisions. Additionally, this bill creates an exception to the law that prohibits the sale or distribution of certain alcoholic beverages for events held in the Capitol building. And there are no amendments. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Members, are there any questions? Okay, seeing none, I will now entertain a motion to do pass AB 115.
So moved.
So I have Vice Chair and the motion and Assemblymember Hunt for second. Is there any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say yea.
Yay.
All those opposed say nay. If I can have you raise your hands for that. So for the noes, I have Assembly Members DeLong, Gur, Kasama, and Edgeworth. Motion carries, and the floor statement for AB 115 will go to Assemblymember Karas. Ms. Drozdoff, please summarize the next bill on our work session.
Thank you, Chair. Alex Drozdoff for the record. The next bill on work session is Assembly Bill 125, which revises provisions relating to public bodies. The committee heard this measure on February 26th. Assembly Bill 125 requires that the state website location maintained by the Department of Administration must include a place to post a schedule of public body meetings that provides public notice of a meeting at least 3 working days before the meeting. There are no amendments. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Members, are there any questions? Seeing none, I will now entertain a motion to do pass AB 125.
So moved.
Okay, so I have a motion to do pass from the Vice Chair and a second from Hunt, from Assemblymember Hunt. Is there any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay. Okay, motion carries unanimously, and the floor assignment will go to Assemblymember Flanagan. Ms. Drozdoff, please summarize the next bill on work session.
Thank you, Chair. Alex Drozdoff for the record. The next bill on work session is Assembly Bill 144, which revises provisions relating to Indigenous Peoples' Day in Nevada. The committee heard this measure on February 11th. Assembly Bill 144 establishes the second Monday in October as Indigenous Peoples' Day and provides that the governor shall annually issue a proclamation encouraging the observance of the day. The bill also outlines certain requirements for the proclamation. There are no amendments. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Members, are there any questions? Seeing none, I entertain a motion to do pass on AB 144.
So moved.
Second? I have a first from Vice Chair and a second from Assembly Member De Silva. Is there any discussion on the motion? Assemblymember DeLong.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to put on the record that we already have an Indigenous Peoples' Day in the state of Nevada, and no one has given me any compelling reason to change it to a similar date that we celebrate Columbus Day in October, so I'm going to be a no. Thank you.
Any other discussion on this motion or questions? Okay. All those in favor of Assembly Bill 144, please say yay.
Yay.
All those opposed, say nay. Nay. Please raise your hands. So for opposed, I have DeLong, Gur, Assembly Members DeLong, Gur, Gallant, Edgeworth, and Kasama. Motion carries. I will assign the floor assignment to Assembly Member Backus. Ms. Drozdoff, please summarize the next bill in the work session.
Thank you, Chair. Alex Drozdoff for the record. The next bill on work session is Assembly Bill 145, which revises provisions relating to veterans. The committee heard this measure on March 10th. Assembly Bill 145 makes various changes relating to veterans. It prohibits a person from preparing, presenting, prosecuting, advising, consulting, or assisting any other person with a claim before the United States Department of Veterans Affairs, the U.S. Department of Defense, or Nevada's Department of Veterans Services in violation of federal law unless the person has received such recognition or accreditation. The bill also applies a civil penalty for such a violation. Furthermore, the bill outlines certain provisions related to the position and duties of the Veterans Coordinator, particularly related to hiring and mentoring practices. Finally, it expands the program that provides a free annual permit to enter all state parks and recreation areas to certain family members of a person killed in the line of duty while on active duty of the U.S. Armed Forces. Assemblymember De Silva proposed an amendment specifying the provisions of Section 1 do not pertain to organizations or individuals assisting veterans with claim preparation who are not requesting or accepting payments or donations from the veterans and/or their dependents. It also adds a trigger clause to Section 1, clarifying that if enacted, Nevada law will automatically be preempted by federal legislation. The amendment also removes language prohibiting the director of NDVS from charging a fee for the interment of a spouse of a veteran and adds co-sponsors to the bill. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Members, are there any questions? Yes. Assemblymember Gallant.
Thank you, Chair. So I've been reading this bill because it's been very charged and I want to make sure we get it right. So I just want to make sure that my understanding of Section 1 is correct. If that, if a person does not violate Section 1, then, or doesn't violate Section 1 unless they also violate federal law. Is that correct?
Thank you, Chair. Sarah Delap, Committee Counsel. As I read it, that is how it works. A person has to first violate federal law before they can violate Section 1.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? I will now entertain a motion to amend and do pass on AB 145.
So moved.
I have a first from Vice Chair Nguyen and a second from Assembly Member Karas. All those in favor say yay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, if there are any discussion on the motion, Assembly Member DeLong.
Thank you very much, Chair. I've received, I can't tell you how many emails on this bill, both pro and con, from veterans. So I think no matter how we vote, we're going to piss off some veterans and we're going to make other veterans happy, which is, to me, an untenable situation. And in my discussions with both parties on this bill, they've said they want to compromise. Why can't you guys compromise? I don't get that. So I'm likely to vote no on the floor, but I will vote this out of committee so that they can continue to negotiate to come up with a compromise. Thank you, Chair.
Assemblymember Edgeworth.
Ditto.
Any other discussion on the motion? Okay, all those in favor say yay.
Yay.
All those opposed say nay. Nay. Please raise your hands. I have Assemblymember Gallant. Motion carries. Floor statement, Assemblymember De Silva. Ms. Drozdoff, please summarize the next bill on the work session.
Thank you, Chair. Alex Drozdoff for the record. The next bill on work session is Assembly Bill 185, which revises provisions relating to childcare. The committee heard this measure on March 10th. Assembly Bill 185, with certain exceptions, prohibits the executive board and governing documents of a unit owners association from prohibiting a unit owner from operating a licensed childcare facility. It authorizes the executive board and governing documents to impose conditions and restrictions on such a facility, provided they are consistent with licensing requirements. The bill also specifies that these provisions do not apply to a common interest community that imposes certain age restrictions. Additionally, the bill authorizes a tenant to operate a licensed childcare facility under certain circumstances. The bill further requires the governing body of a county or incorporated city to adopt an ordinance authorizing a licensed childcare facility to operate in any zoning district designated for residential use, and it outlines certain prohibitions on such an ordinance. Finally, the bill prohibits the State Board of Health or licensing agency from prohibiting the licensure of a child care facility that does not have an outdoor play space if the space meets certain other requirements. Assemblymember Anderson proposed an amendment clarifying the provisions of the bill apply to both master associations and sub-associations of common interest communities. The amendment also removes sections 3 through 6 of the bill, which address requirements that the governing body of the county or incorporated city adopt an ordinance authorizing operation of a licensed child care facility. Finally, it provides clarifying language for the definition of licensed child care facility. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, members. Are there any questions? I will entertain a motion to amend and do pass on AB 185.
So moved.
I have a motion from Vice Chair Nguyen and a second from Assemblymember Gallant. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say yay.
Yay.
All those opposed say nay. Nay. Nays, please raise your hands. Okay, so I have opposition from Assembly Members DeLong, Gurr, Edgeworth, and Kasama. Motion carries. I will assign the floor statement to Assembly Member Anderson. Please, Drozdoff, please summarize the next bill on work session.
Thank you, Chair. Alex Drozdoff for the record. The next bill on work session is Assembly Bill 191, which revises provisions relating to collective bargaining. The committee heard this measure on March 4th. Assembly Bill 191 authorizes collective bargaining between state professional employers and professional employees. State professional employers are defined as a board, commission, or similar body within the Executive Department of State Government, including without limitation the Board of Regents of the University of Nevada, that employs 400 or more professional employees. The bill provides for the creation and organization of bargaining units and sets forth certain subjects that constitute the scope of mandatory bargaining. The bill requires the Government Employee Management Relations Board to assess a fee for the support of the board based on the number of professional employees in a bargaining unit that had exclusive representative in the first pay period of the immediately preceding year. Further, the bill authorizes the Division of Human Resource Management of the Department of Administration and the Attorney General to provide and be paid for services to a state professional employer related to collective bargaining. Assemblymember Anderson proposed an amendment making certain changes to language concerning mediation and arbitration in Section 58 of the bill to avoid potential unintended consequences of different usages of such terms. During the bill hearing, the Assemblymember clarified that the words mediation and arbitration should be removed from subsection 1B of Section 58. Finally, the amendment adds co-sponsors to the bill. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, members. Are there any questions? I will now entertain a motion to amend and do pass AB
So moved.
191. Second, from De Silva. So I have Vice Chair making the motion and the second from Assemblymember De Silva. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say yeah.
Yes.
Opposed? Nay? Please raise your hands. I have nays from Assembly Members DeLong, Gur, Gallant, and Kasama. Motion, and Edgeworth, thank you. Motion carries. I am assigning Assembly Bill 191's floor statement to Assemblymember Anderson. Ms. Drozdoff, please summarize the next bill on work session.
Thank you, Chair. Alex Drozdoff for the record. The next bill on work session is Assembly Bill 208, which restricts the use of certain products by governmental entities and government-funded entities. The committee heard this measure on February 28th. Assembly Bill 208 prohibits, with certain exceptions, a governmental or government-funded entity from using a product that is or has ever been protected by a patent granted by the United States Patent and Trademark Office or is subject to review by certain federal agencies in a manner that is, 1, contrary to the terms of use of that product established by the current or most recent patent holder or manufacturer or distributor of the product, 2, is inconsistent with any written instructions, limitations, or directed uses included with the product, or 3, exceeds the scope of the approved usage of the product if a federal agency has approved the product for specific uses. The bill does authorize the use of such products in such a manner if the governmental or government-funded entity transmits a certain written notice to the patent holder and the manufacturer or distributor of the product. It further establishes the process by which the patent holder, manufacturer, or distributor can object to the use request and specifies that upon receiving a notice of objection, the governmental or government-funded entity must cease and desist from using the product in such a manner. Assemblymember Yeager proposed an amendment specifying which governmental and government-funded entities would be subject to the provisions of the bill. The amendment also adds certain provisions to allow individuals to seek the use of such a federally reviewed product from a licensed location outside of the physical locations covered in this statute, in coordination with the entity, in the event the product is no longer covered by Medicaid or other payments by an entity receiving restricted federal funds. Finally, the amendment specifies the bill will not apply if an individual receiving a federally reviewed product provides informed consent related to the receipt and use of the product. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, members. Are there any questions? I will now entertain a motion to amend and do pass.
So moved.
Our Vice Chair made the motion to amend and do pass, and Assembly Member De Silva seconded the motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say yay.
Yay.
All those opposed say nay. Nay. Please raise your hand. So I have Assembly Members DeLong, Gur, Gallant, Edgeworth, and Kasama as nays. Motion carries, and I will assign the floor assignment to Vice Chair Nguyen.
Thank you, Chair.
And Ms. Drozoff, please summarize the next bill on work session.
Thank you, Chair. Alex Drozdoff for the record. The next bill on work session is Assembly Bill 235, which revises provisions relating to healthcare providers. The committee heard this measure on March 19th. Assembly Bill 235 addresses court orders that require a county recorder, county assessor, county clerk, city clerk, or the Secretary of State to confidentially maintain the personal information of certain persons. This bill authorizes any healthcare provider practicing in reproductive health, any employee or volunteer at a healthcare facility providing services relating to reproductive health, any provider of gender-affirming care, and the spouse, domestic partner, or minor child of such parties to also request such court orders. Additionally, these parties can request the Department of Motor Vehicles display an alternative address on their driver's license or identification card. Finally, the bill defines certain terms. There are no amendments. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, members. Are there any questions? I will now entertain a motion to do pass on AB 235.
So moved.
I have the first motion to do pass by Vice Chair Nguyen and second from Assembly Member Karas. Is there any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say yea.
Yay.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes unanimously, and I will assign the floor statement to Assembly Member Roth. Ms. Drozdoff, please summarize the next bill on our work session.
Thank you, Chair Alex Drozdoff. For the record, the last bill on work session is Assembly Bill 263, which revises provisions relating to homelessness. The committee heard this measure on March 6th. Because the amendment replaces the original bill language, I will skip the bill summary. So Assemblymember Mosca proposed an amendment to replace the original bill language with the following provisions. The Board of County Commissioners of each county with populations of 700,000 or more shall notify Nevada's Department of Transportation when homeless encampment cleanup efforts are to occur on the county's right-of-way in close proximity to NDOT's right-of-way. NDOT may participate in coordinated cleanup efforts, removing encampments and other materials only on NDOT right-of-way, and NDOT may consult with homeless outreach teams as needed. The amendment also adds co-sponsors to the bill. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, members. Are there any questions? You have a question? I will now entertain a motion to amend and do pass on AB 263.
So moved. Second.
I have the motion made by Vice Chair Nguyen and second by Assembly Member Flanagan. Is there any discussion on the motion? Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to vote to move this out of committee, but I'm going to reserve my right to vote no on the floor just in case something changes.
Thank you for that. And then I believe we had Joanna Jacob from the county. She wanted anything to add?
Good morning, Chair Considine, members of the committee. Joanna Jacob, JACOB, on behalf of Clark County. We worked after the hearing, we worked with Assemblywoman Mosca and the Nevada Department of Transportation on the amendment, and Assemblywoman Mosca asked me to just state for the record that the amendment would remove our fiscal impact. The original bill would have required us to establish new homeless outreach teams. This amendment just requires the coordination with our existing homeless outreach teams. It is very necessary in order to have this collaboration. So we support the amendment, and I wanted to say thank you to everybody for concerns about the fiscal impact of Clark County, and that's what I wanted to put on the record on behalf of
Thank you. Is there any other discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say yea.
Yay.
All those opposed say nay. And I have a nay from Assembly Member Gallant. Motion carries. The floor statement will be assigned to Assembly Member Mosca, and with that, we will close the work session. We'll now open the hearing on AB 98. To present this measure, we have Assembly Member Moore. And as a reminder, to ensure we get through everyone fairly and in a timely manner today, we will set a 30-minute time limit for each period of support, opposition, and neutral testimony, with each speaker having up to 2 minutes. To ensure that we allow as many people as possible to testify, please feel free to say ditto if someone has already covered your testimony. And for the presenters, please go ahead when you are ready.
Good morning, Chair Considine and members of the Assembly Committee on Government Affairs. For the record, I am Cynthia Moore, CINTHIAMOORE, representing Assembly District 11 in the heart of East Las Vegas. I am presenting Assembly Bill 98, which creates a day of observance for labor leader Dolores Huerta. Today I'm joined by our very own labor leader in Nevada, Susie Martinez, and former Assembly member for 8012. She's also the very first Latina to serve as Executive Secretary Treasurer of the Nevada State AFL-CIO. Today, it's not just Latino Lobby Day here in the building, but it's also Cesar Chavez Day, a day we have observed in Nevada since Assembly Bill 301 was first passed in 2009. But today, I'm not here to talk to you about Cesar Chavez. Today, I'm here to talk to you about Dolores Huerta. If you do not know the name Dolores Huerta, you should know. For decades, she has been working to improve conditions and prioritize support for workers, distinguishing her as one of the most impactful labor leaders of the 20th century. And as the granddaughter of a farm worker, she is someone that I have looked up to.
In
and now
2008,
we'll play
the
the video.
political slogan, "Yes, we can," inspired millions to vote for Barack Obama, America's first Black president. But do you know where the slogan comes from? Translated into Spanish, "Si se puede," was first used by the United Farm Workers of America in 1972 and was coined by Mexican-American labor leader Dolores Huerta. Huerta grew up in a farming and mining community in rural California, surrounded by fellow Hispanic immigrants. Her mother, Alicia Chavez, was a community activist who taught her to be kind and compassionate to others. But when Huerta was at high school, she experienced the realities of racism. Determined to right that wrong and empower other Hispanic children, Huerta became a schoolteacher. And when she saw her students routinely arriving at school barefoot and hungry because of their hardworking parents' meager salaries, she threw herself into activism, lobbying local government to support immigrant families and helping them register to vote. In 1955, Huerta met Cesar Chavez, a civil rights activist. And together, they co-founded the National Farm Workers Association to represent the interests of immigrant laborers. It was Huerta who came up with the association's slogan, not Chavez, who is frequently given credit for the idea. Catchy, hopeful, and inspiring, the slogan helped the NFWA to achieve many things. Soon, farm workers were granted the right to unionize, had better working conditions, and were given the right to vote with ballots written in Spanish. Yet Huerta's role in those victories as vice president of the NFWA was often undermined. In 1988, while protesting against policies that directly affected farm workers, Huerta was attacked by a police officer and received life-threatening injuries. She survived and spent the rest of her career fighting for women's and workers' rights, becoming a feminist icon in the process and inspiring new generations of women to stand up for their beliefs. Finally, in her early 80s, she gained the recognition she deserved when she received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Despite her contributions to farm workers' rights, she remains one of the least known in the American history books. Why do you think women, like Dolores Huerta, have not received equal recognition for their
Assemblymember Cynthia Moore for the record. As you can see, she's done a lot in this movement. And in her early life as a teacher, that's what inspired her to get involved in activism. And she also helped co-found the National Farm Workers Association with Cesar Chavez, which the National Farm Workers Association was known for the Delano grape strike, which she helped organize and included 5,000 grape workers. And she was the lead figure in negotiating the workers' contract that emerged following the strike. It is impossible, though, to narrow down her accomplishments to just one event, as Huerta was so integral in labor activism, leading consumer boycotts, advocating for safer working conditions, and fighting for worker benefits for decades. In addition to championing workers' rights broadly, she also established herself as a voice for the feminist movement, pushing for gender equality and speaking to labor issues uniquely experienced by women. Her accomplishments, as we saw, she was finally recognized in 2012. But more can be done, particularly in Nevada's education system, to shed light on this iconic activist and her impacts on workers' rights by designating a day to recognize her achievements. Nevada will encourage acknowledgement of her critical work so that our residents, and particularly our children, can learn about her. Specifically, AB 98 requires the governor to annually proclaim April 10th as Dolores Huerta Day in the state of Nevada. The proclamation must encourage all public schools and educational institutions in the state to recognize and educate students regarding her life and accomplishments, as well as her contributions to our country. Thank you for your consideration on this important measure, and I'm going to pass it on to my co-presenter, Susie.
Thank you, Assemblywoman. Good morning, Chair Considine and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Susie Martinez, and I am the Executive Secretary Treasurer of the Nevada State AFL-CIO. And as the head of Nevada AFL-CIO, I represent over 120 unions and more than 150 members across Nevada, including those from a diverse range of industries such as the building and construction trades, the service industry, the public employee sector, and many more. I am very proud to be the first woman and Latina to be elected as the head of the Nevada State AFL-CIO. And I stand here today as a testament to the progress made possible by the trailblazers who come before me, like the great Dolores Huerta. Nevada has a strong labor history, and Huerta's work aligns with our state's values and fairness and workers' rights. Having fought for collective bargain rights, fair wages, and protections, which are all issues that are still relevant today. Huerta is a labor leader, civil rights activist, and co-founder of the United Farm Workers, alongside with Cesar Chavez. The work Huerta has done and continues to do is intersectional, as she has advocated for immigrant rights, gender equality, and empowerment within the Latino community. She is a living example of how advocacy and activism lead the meaningful change. We always tend to honor people when they've passed on, but it is just as important to recognize and celebrate and uplift the accomplishments of people while they're still alive, so that they can see the contributions and have honor of being recognized. Many of the labor protections and rights we have today are a result of the work of Huerta and other labor leaders. A day of observance would educate students and residents about her contributions and the ongoing fight for workers' rights and social justice. We stand on the shoulders of labor champions like Dolores Huerta, who fought and continues to fight for fairness and equality, and it is fitting that we celebrate her legacy in this meaningful way. I'd like to thank the Assembly members. I would love to thank Assemblywoman Cynthia Member for bringing this important bill forward, and I urge the committee to support AB 898. That concludes my remarks. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and we're ready for questions. Cynthia Moore for the record.
Thank you for the presentation. I do have a question. There is an amendment. Do you want to go over the amendment?
Yes, I did submit an amendment, and this is to add other sponsors, Assembly Member Cecilia Gonzalez, Assembly Member Elaine Marsola, Assembly Member Sandra Jauregui, Assembly Member Selena Torres Fawcett, Assembly Member Ruben De Silva, Senator Stina Neal, Fabian Doñate, Edgar Flores, and Shelley Cruz Crawford.
Thank you. Committee members, are there any other questions? Seeing none, thank you for the presentation. We would like to move on to testimony now. Testimony can be provided here in Carson City via video conference in Las Vegas or over the phone. Further instructions for providing testimony on a bill can be found on the agenda. We will be maintaining a 30-minute time limit for periods of support, opposition, and neutral testimony, with each speaker having no more than 2 minutes. As a reminder, support means you support the measure as written or as written along with proposed amendments that have been approved by the sponsor. Opposition means that you do not approve of the measure as written, including if you wish to propose amendments that have not been approved by the sponsor. And neutral testimony means that you are offering insight on the measure but expressing no position. Would like to start here in Carson City with testimony in support of AB 98. And for those of you at the table, please go ahead.
Good morning, Chair Considine, Vice Chair Nguyen, members of the Assembly Government Affairs Committee. My name is Wesley Harper. I am the Director of Government Affairs for the City of North Las Vegas. The city is in firm support of this bill, and we appreciate the sponsor for bringing it forward. The grand opening of the Dolores Huerta Resource Center in the City of North Las Vegas is April 22nd, 2025. This center will be a one-stop community center where residents can receive free workforce training, education, legal services, physical and mental health support, and technology training in both English and Spanish. Our mission is to empower and uplift our community by fostering collaboration and providing a centralized hub for a diverse array of local providers. It has 4 core principles. 1, no-cost occupancy for service providers, allowing nonprofits to maximize resources and expand outreach without financial constraints. 2, centralized access to services, providing a true one-stop shop for individuals seeking assistance. 3, flexible, needs-based programming evolving to meet community demands in workforce, education, and health. And 4, strategic partnerships uniting public, private, and nonprofit sectors to deliver coordinated support. This center, in honor of Dolores Huerta, will have 6 services: education, tutoring and homework help for school-age children, GED preparation and college readiness workshops, bilingual language classes in both English and Spanish, legal support. 3, physical and mental health, free health screenings, diabetes, hypertension, obesity, bilingual counseling and therapy services, nutrition and wellness workshops. Workforce development, including job search and resume writing assistance, vocational training and certification programs, apprenticeship and internship opportunities, technology and digital literacy, and arts and culture, including art exhibitions, community art projects, performing arts.
Thank you, Mr. Harper. I'm sorry, that's your 2 minutes, and I know since we have a timing, I really want to stay on that 2 minutes. If you could wrap it up, thank you.
I appreciate it, Chair Considine. City of North Las Vegas is in firm support. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Malcolm Greer and I am a member of the Youth Voice of Nevada. I wholeheartedly support the AB 98, which seeks to establish April 10th as Dolores Huerta Day in the state. By passing AB 98, Nevada acknowledges the importance of labor leaders like Huerta in shaping a more just society. This observance will serve as a reminder of the ongoing struggle for workers' rights. Thank you for listening.
Honorable legislators, esteemed colleagues, and members of the public. For the record, my name is Pio Rejas, P-I-O space R-E-J-A-S. I rise today in full support of this bill, which seeks to establish April 10th as Dolores Huerta's Day in the state of Nevada. I'll try to keep it short and quick. This is more than just a day of recognition. It's a reaffirmation of our commitment to honoring the labor movement, civil rights, and the tireless fight for justice that Dolores Huerta has been fighting throughout her life. Dolores Huerta is a name that should resonate in every classroom, every workplace, and every community across our state. As a labor leader, activist, and co-founder of the United Farm Workers alongside Cesar Chavez, she has dedicated her life to the fight for fair wages, humane working conditions, and the dignity of all workers, especially those who are too often overlooked. Her phrase, "Si se puede, yes we can," has inspired movement for change far beyond the fields where farm workers once struggled in silence. But her impact is just not historical. It's not just historical. It is personal. Dolores Huerta has inspired countless individuals, including students like me, to believe that we, too, can be part of meaningful change. As a student leader and former student body president at my university, I have seen firsthand how advocacy and civic engagement can empower communities, and I can only aspire to follow in the footsteps of someone who has dedicated her life to making a difference. To think that someone like me, someone still learning, still growing, could one day have an impact like hers is a powerful statement to why we must keep her story alive. For some, this legislature may seem symbolic or insignificant, but for me, for students, for young leaders, and for the communities that Dolores Huerta has fought for, this change represents something much greater. This bill also encourages our school and educational institutions to teach students about her contribution.
Thank you,
For these
Mr.
reasons,
It's your 2 minutes. If you could please wrap it up so we can get more people through.
I'm just going to say, si se puede, thank you very much. I'm in support of this bill. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Imer Cespedes Alvarado. I'm here to support the Dolores Huerta Day bill. Dolores Huerta represents the strength and pride of the Latino community. She continues to fight for our families, our workers, and our future. Honoring her means honoring the resilience we show every day, and reminding young Latinos that their voices matter. Si se puede, yes we can.
Good morning, Chair and members of the committee. My name is Leticia, Leticia Lopez, Lopez. I live in Senate District 11, Assembly District 8, and I am a community leader and advocate. I am also a proud Latina, a lifelong Nevadan, and a single mother raising 2 young adult daughters. I am here today to voice my wholehearted support for AB 98, which would recognize April 10th as Dolores Huerta Day in Nevada. Dolores Huerta's story is not just history, it's personal to me. As a woman who has navigated many challenges on my own, I've often looked to Dolores as a symbol of resilience, courage, and unapologetic advocacy. She has shown women like me, especially Latinas, that our voice matters, that we have power, and that we can use that power to create lasting change. Her fearless work on behalf of farm workers, women, and immigrant families has been a beacon of hope, not just nationally, but right here in communities like mine. Through her example, I've learned how to advocate for myself, for my daughters, and for my community. She reminds me that justice isn't something we wait for, it's something we fight for. Raising 2 daughters in today's world, I want them to know the stories of women like Dolores Huerta. I want them to see that Latina leadership is powerful, necessary, and deeply rooted in the fight for equity. Dedicating a day to honor her legacy means they and thousands of other young people in Nevada will grow up knowing they come from strength, from purpose, and legacy of change makers. Passing AB 98 isn't just about honoring its historical figure, it's about recognizing the ongoing impact Dolores has on everyday women like myself, and ensuring her legacy continues to inspire the next generation. Thank you for considering this important bill and for giving us the space to share what it truly means. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Silvia Lazos. I'm the founder of Envi Alas, Association of Latino Administrators and Staff. We're mostly in Clark County, but we're a statewide organization. Octavio Paz famously wrote, "I can tell who is a Mexican American when I travel to the United States because they're always bent over, hiding their heads, not daring to stand up straight." And having a bill like this, honoring Dolores Huerta, will help our children understand their legacy, their history, that Si Se Puede is part of their heritage, and help them to stand up straight to look to the future. When I was a young law professor, I'm not going to tell you how many years ago, I met Dolores Huerta at a fancy academic conference in Colorado with fancy food and fancy talk. And when I spoke to Dolores, because she had always been my shiro, she simply asked me one question: "Sylvia, what are you doing to make a difference? Because this is just a bunch of..." And that little question had a huge influence on my career and what I chose to do with my career as a law professor at one of the best public universities in this country, UNLV. I want every child to have a Dolores Huerta in their life and to have that question asked to them. I think this bill will encourage our educators to ask those kinds of questions and to teach our children, every child, to stand up straight, to look to the future, and to say, "Si se puede." Yes, we can, because that is how we change Nevada, and that's how we change children's lives. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marina Hernandez, MARINAHERNANDEZ. I stand before you today as a proud Chicana, deeply aware of the power of representation and the impact of seeing our histories, our leaders, and our struggles honored. That is why I'm here to urge support AB 98, a bill that will officially proclaim April 10th as Dolores Huerta Day in Nevada. Dolores Huerta is more than a historical figure. She is a living testament to resilience, activism, and power of community organizing, and a co-founder of the United Farm Workers. She dedicated her life to fighting for the rights of farm workers, laborers, and women and immigrants. Her famous words, "Si se puede, yes we can," continue to inspire movements for justice across generations. Her legacy is just one of the past. Is not just one of the past, it is a call for action for the present and the future. In a time when labor rights, immigration rights, and women's rights remain under attack, Dolores Huerta's contributions remind us of the importance of collective power, grassroots organizing, and standing up for what is right. By establishing Dolores Huerta Day in Nevada, we are doing more than just honoring her work. We are ensuring that young people, especially those from marginalized communities, see themselves reflected in history. We are showing them that their voices matter, that activism is powerful, and that change is possible. By establishing Dolores Huerta Day in Nevada, we are doing more than just honoring her work. We are ensuring that young people, especially those from, I'm reading it. Representation matters. When your youth learn about leaders like Dolores Huerta, they see a blueprint for action. They see that Latina women, a daughter of immigrants, could change injustice and reshape history. They see that they can too be leaders, organizers, and change makers. I urge you to pass AB 98 and make April 10th Dolores Huerta Day in Nevada. Let us celebrate her contributions, educate future generations, and affirm our commitment to justice, equality, and empowerment. Si se puede.
Good morning, Chair Considine, members of the committee. My name is Tony Sanchez. I'm the Executive Vice President of NV Energy. I'm here today to express NV Energy's strong support for Assembly Bill 98, which designates a day of observance in honor of labor leader Dolores Huerta. We support this bill not only because of Ms. Huerta's extraordinary contributions to labor and civil rights, but also because of a meaningful connection that we share with her legacy. In 2024, NV Energy sold our former North Las Vegas customer service office to the city of North Las Vegas that you heard about a few minutes ago. That facility is now being transformed into a workforce training and community center named in her honor, which is scheduled to open next month. We appreciate the leadership of Mayor Pamela Goins-Brown, Councilman Isaac Barone, and Jared Luke of the City of North Las Vegas for bringing this community center to reality. Supporting AB 98 is a meaningful way for us to help honor a leader whose values continue to shape a stronger, more inclusive Nevada. I'd also like to thank Assemblywoman Cynthia Zerminio Moore for sponsoring this bill and for her leadership in recognizing the lasting contributions of Dolores Huerta to our state and to our country. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Good morning. My name is Maria Prenes. My first name Maria, last name is Prentice. I am here as a volunteer for CHISPA, and I do volunteer in various communities, like different ones. But anyway, I'm here to support B98 because there's a lot. My family, personal family, my mother, and my brothers, they were actually pick strawberries, and I saw Dolores Huerta all along. I follow her, how hard she worked. But I strongly support the B98, and I think all of us, there's a little bit of Dolores Huerta and all of us, including you, because you are here to make a difference, to change laws, and so I strongly ask you, please support AB 98. I want to thank you for your time, having me. Thank you. Si se puede, and yes, you guys can.
Muy buenos días, mi nombre es María Can, Mariacan. Venimos nosotros de Mignedor de Nevada. Venimos a apoyar ABC 98. Es admirando a la mujer en Dolores Huerta, y nosotros como madres de familia también queremos que nuestras hijas salgan luchadoras y que esos pasos no se queden aquí, sino que sigan adelante. Gracias.
Good morning, committee chair and assembly members. My name is Luis Navarro, Luis Navarro. I am a member, leader of Make the Road Nevada. And we're here because we would like AB 98 to pass. Growing up in school, listening the stories of Cesar Chavez, the huelgas, and all of those movements that they actually brought up change, and not hearing about Dolores Huerta, that she was one of the main actors that hasn't been recognized throughout history. It's discouraging because everyone deserves the acknowledgement, especially in this age of turmoil in the country. So it would bring something that would show the Hispanic community that we are not invisible. Thank you so much, and you guys have a lovely day.
Thank you. We're about halfway through our support testimonies, so I'm going to pause in Carson City. We're going to move down to Las Vegas, then go to the phone lines, then come back to Carson City. So if you are wishing to testify in support of AB 98 in Las Vegas, please go ahead.
Doug Unger, D-O-U-G-U-N-G-E-R, speaking as a professor and a community activist. Many years ago, I had the immense privilege of working alongside Dolores Huerta, many, many years ago, and on a big political campaign when she brought in hundreds and hundreds of National Farm Workers Association members. I was assigned to those members. I had the opportunity to observe Dolores Huerta one-on-one with some of the most important politicians and business leaders in the country, speaking before audiences of thousands and inspiring them, but at the same time doing things like standing on food lines and helping to serve her members, and even joining the group that scrubbed the floor of the facility where they were staying. I have never seen a more inspiring model of what to do as a labor leader. She was wonderful, inspirational, and she deserves this day of honor as one of the most important spokespersons for civil rights, workers' rights, and how to lead for the forces of good in our country. I am in strong support of AB 98.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in Las Vegas wishing to testify in support on AB 98? Not seeing anyone step up. AVH, if we can go to the phone lines for support for AB 98. And as a reminder, if someone has said testimony that you plan on giving and you want to say ditto, that would give more time for people to give testimony. Thank you, AVH.
If you would like to testify in support of Assembly Bill 98, please press star 9 on your phone to take your place in the queue.
Good morning, Chair and committee members. For the record, my name is Matilda Miller. That's Mathilda-Miller, Government Relations Director, Native Voters Alliance Nevada, in strong, unapologetic support of Assembly Bill 98. If this body truly believes in workers' rights, if you truly believe in honoring the people who wake up every day, work their fingers to the bone, and to put food on the table to feed their families and show us that you see them, show us that you value their labor and that you respect their humanity. She spent her whole life fighting for those workers, the people who make this country run, but are often ignored, underpaid, and pushed to the margins. A day of observance won't erase decades of injustice, but it will send a long, clear message that is long overdue that Nevada sees the labor that built this state, and Nevada sees her. We urge your support. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the committee. For the record, my name is Liz Sorensen, Lizsorenson. I'm the president of Nevada State AFL-CIO. I am in strong support of AB 98. I can't think of a more fabulous, strong labor activist to actually have a day of observance for. So I applaud the Assemblywoman for bringing this bill forward, and thank you so much.
Good morning, Chair and committee members. My name is Denise Bolaños Heredia, Bolanos Heredia, and I strongly support AB 98. As a Latina, a Chicana, and the daughter of immigrants, I know the power of organizing to create real change. Through my work with Make the Road Nevada and now as Associate Director of Return Strong Nevada, I've seen firsthand how advocacy strengthens our communities. Honoring Dolores Huerta's legacy reaffirms that activism is key to equity, workers' rights, and human dignity. Thank you, Assemblymember Cynthia Moore, for championing this bill. Sí se puede.
Hi, Chair, members of the committee. My name is Olivia Tanager, Director of the Sierra Club's Toyabe chapter. For the record, I'm here in strong support of AB 98, and I appreciate the Assembly member bringing it forward. Dolores Huerta also has ties to the environmental justice movement and has successfully organized around environmental justice issues and has sparked the environmental justice movement across the country indeed. So we appreciate the Assembly member for bringing this forward. We appreciate all the work of Dolores Huerta, and we urge your support of this bill. Thank you.
Hello, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. My name is Gil Lopez, Gil-Lopez, here in strong support of AB 98 and the establishment of Dolores Huerta Day. It's a very important day for the community, and we urge your support. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Marco Rangel. I'm the political organizer for Make the Road Nevada, spelled Marcorangel. And Huerta's impact extends beyond labor rights. She has been a champion for women's rights, Latino political representation, and social justice, inspiring generations for activists. I truly support AB 98 because Dolores Huerta has dedicated her entire life to helping others. I've also had the chance and been fortunate to meet her, and right off the bat, you can see her passion, and it's time for her to be recognized. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Chair, members of the committee. For the record, my name is Russ James, RUSSJAMES, from the Nevada AFL-CIO. I'm in strong support of AB 98, and I urge the committee to support it as well. Thank you for your time.
Hello, members of the committee. My name is Paula Luna. That's PAULALUNA. Proud resident of District 18 and Deputy Director of Battle Born Progress. We enthusiastically support AB 98 and ditto the previous support. Sí se puede. Thank you so much.
If you recently joined the call and would like to testify in support of Assembly Bill 98, please press star 9 to take your place in the queue. Again, if you recently joined the call and would like to testify in support, please press star 9. Chair, we have no additional callers in support at this time.
Thank you. For our remaining time, we will come back here to Carson City. Again, please state your name for the record. You have no more than 2 minutes, and please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dulce Ayala, DULCEAYALA. I am member leader of Make the Road Nevada, and I support AB 98. Thank you. Sí se puede.
Good morning. My name is Carlos Velis, CARLOS VELIS. I am over here to support AB 98. Dolores Huerta was working for the farmer workers' right in the in the west side of this country. But we are asking for all the farmers' worker right in USA. Sí se puede. Gracias.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Alma Lopez, ALMA. I'm here for the organization Make of the Road of Nevada. Es para apoyar, en español ahora, para apoyar este proyecto de ley de la Asamblea AB 98 que proponen y proclamó para el día 10 de abril como el Día de Dolores Huerta, una guerrera, una trabajadora con toda la comunidad hispana, filipinos, de muchas razas que estuvieron en los campos. Está presentado por la asambleísta Cynthia Moore y yo estoy muy orgullosa porque los latinos estamos cada día avanzando y queremos que nos vean como todos. Más que nada por mi familia. Mi padre trabajó en los 50 y 60 aquí en la sembraría y todos sembraban fruta, verdura y venían nada más por temporadas, por 6 meses. Regresaba a México, nosotros estábamos chiquillas. Yo nunca me imaginé que iba a venir en este gran país. La verdad que es una lucha que queremos hacer y que creo que todos debemos de apoyarla. Sí se puede. Muchas gracias.
Hello, good morning, Honorable Chair and members of the committee. My name is Doralia Medina. For the record, I'm a member of Make the Road Nevada. I just want to say I'm a mother, I'm a student, I'm a worker, and I believe that we all deserve the same opportunity for success, no matter what race or ethnicity you are. And then thank you for your time, and I please urge you to support AB 98, and I did to everything.
Good morning, Assembly members. My name is Erica Marquez, ErikaMarquez, and I am the Immigration Justice Organizer with Make the Road Nevada. Today, I'm here with many of my members in Latino Lobby Day, a special, very special day. Members that always finish every meeting with that amazing chant that Dolores Huerta made. Sí se puede. Sí se puede to us means that no matter how many roadblocks we will and we can accomplish to fight for our rights. As a mother of 4 children, 3 of which are little girls, activist and organizer, I know how important this bill is for me, for my family. So please, for this reason, I urge you to vote in favor of this bill. Thank you.
Chair Considine, members of the committee, Isaac Tenorio, IZAZK, TENRIO. Today, not representing any client in my personal capacity. I'm the proud nephew of farm workers here in the U.S. They work in extreme conditions, sometimes in extreme heat, in extreme winters, and they never complain just to make sure that we have food on the table. In the contrary, they actually want more work, and they get happy when they are offered more work, because that means they provide more food in the table to their families and more resources to their family. And growing up, we didn't really have any heroes or any idols besides Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta. So I think this is really symbolic because Dolores Huerta represents what's beautiful and what's meaningful and what's right in the Latino community. So I think this is really symbolic and important for many generations of young Latinos. So I urge you to support this bill. Thank you.
My name is Ruby Estrada, RUBYESTRADA, and I'm in support of this bill. Si se puede.
My name is Yvonne Meneses, IBONMENESES. Dolores Huerta, she's been my inspiration for my family. We're in the activism, and I'm in a strongly support for the bill. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to let you know we are at 30 minutes for support right now. I'm going to extend this for 5 minutes. If you each take up to 2 minutes, the three of you are the last three that testify. So if you want to say ditto so more people can put their name on the record. I also want to say you have up to 24 hours from this hearing to submit written testimony to the committee as well. So you've got about 5 more minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair Considine. For the record, my name is Noe Orozco. That's N-O-E, accent over the E, O-R-O-S-C-O. I'm the Government Affairs Manager for Make the Road Nevada. I want to just echo everything that's already been mentioned. The only thing that I do want to add is that Make the Road Nevada is currently working and dialoguing with the farm workers in Northern Nevada, so we're full support of this. And also just wanted to mention that I myself am actually a former farm worker, so fully support this. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, distinguished members of the legislature, and beloved community leaders, good day. My name is Itzi Ortega, for the record, ITZI-ORTEGA, and I'm here today not only as a proud Indigenous Latina, but also as a daughter of farm workers, community representative, and journalist, and a firm believer that the power of representation. And echoing what everybody have said so far, I think this bill is very important. Why this matters in Nevada? Because we too are the state built in hardworking hands by immigrants, by women, by people who fight every day with dignity and resilience. And when women have a voice, where it means teaching our children that leadership can have an accent, that can wear braids, that leadership can look like their mothers, their granddaughters, the tias, the abuelitas, and we can all raise from our very own communities, and we can also change the history. So thank you for your time, and I kindly pledge you to approve AB 98.
Good morning, committee. For the record, my name is Wendy Colborne, C-O-L-B-O-R-N-E. I am the Chief of Staff for the Northern Nevada Building and Construction Trades, and I just want to echo all of the sentiments you've already heard here today and say please support this bill. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Chair, members of the committee. Francisco Morales here on behalf of the Latin Chamber of Commerce in full support. Ditto to everything that's been said.
Good morning, buenos dias. My name is Chester Antonio Ruiz, R-U-I-Z. I had the privilege and the opportunity to work side by side with Dolores Huerta and Cesar Chavez in 1970. And all I can say is Dolores is a force of nature. Her impact on myself and my family, because of the Si Se Puede spirit, I was able to go on and raise a beautiful family of 8 children, 5 women, and today we are in a better place because of the force of nature that Dolores Huerta experiences and transcends. This is a generational this will impact many generations here in Nevada. Que viva Dolores Huerta, si se puede, y adelante Nevada.
Hi, good morning, committee. My name is Gloria. For the record, it is Gloria, last name Medina, and I am in strong support for this bill, and I urge you to support it as well. Thank you.
Good morning, members of the committee. My name is Garrett Strain, G-A-R-R-E-T-T, last name S-T-R-A-I-N. I'm an international representative with United Auto Workers Region 6. Just wanted to ditto that we are in full support of this bill. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jay Torres, J-A-Y-T-O-R-R-E-S. I'm the founder and CEO of Collectivo. It's a service-disabled, veteran-owned, and Latino-owned film production company in Las Vegas. I'm also a DJ, co-chair of the DJ Latino Committee. Mentorship is extremely important, and when young people see people in positions that are honored, it really inspires them. And so because of that, I'm in full support of AB 98. Thank you so much for your time.
Hello, my name is Manuel Meneses, Emmanuel, last name Meneses, and I am here and I support Bill AB 98. Thank you.
Hello. Hello, my name is Faridi Canales, Faridy. I'm a member of Chispa, Nevada. I make the road Nevada, and I'm here for support the AB 98. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, and the two gentlemen at the table will be the last two testifying in support. Thank you.
Chair Considine, members of the committee, Tony Ramirez, Government Affairs Director with Make the Road Nevada. Just want to ditto my colleague Noe Orozco, who spoke earlier. We're doing a lot of work among the farm working community here in Nevada. There's about 14,000 farm workers. Dolores Huerta has been a big inspiration to many of them and myself. I am a former farm worker, son of migrant farm workers. I used to work with the UFW, and alongside the Dolores Huerta Foundation back in 2022, recreated the 1960s Cesar Chavez March. Major inspiration to many folks in many of your districts and the Assembly members' districts, of course. So thank you, Assembly Member Moore, for bringing this forward. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Angel Meneses, Angel, and I'm here in support. Si se puede.
Thank you. We will close testimony in support. As a reminder, if you weren't able to testify, you can submit written testimony to the committee 24 hours after the hearing. We'll move on to testimony in opposition to Assembly Bill AB 98. Is there anyone in Carson City wishing to testify in opposition to AB 98? Seeing no one, is there anyone in Las Vegas wishing to testify in opposition to Assembly Bill 98? Seeing no one, AVH, is there anyone on the phone lines wishing to testify in opposition to AB 98?
If you would like to testify in opposition of Assembly Bill 98, please press star 9 to take your place in the queue. Chair, we have no callers wishing to testify in opposition at this time.
Thank you. We will now move on to testimony in neutral. Is there anyone here in Carson City wishing to testify in neutral on AB 98? Seeing no one in Las Vegas, is there anyone wishing to testify in the neutral position for AB 98? Seeing no one approach, AVH, is there anyone on the line wishing to testify in neutral on the bill?
If you would like to testify in neutral on Assembly Bill 98, please press star 9 to take your place in the queue. Chair, we have no callers wishing to testify in neutral.
Thank you so much. Would the presenters like to come up to make any final remarks?
For the record, my name is Susie Martinez with the Nevada State AFL-CIO. I would just like to say to Assemblymember Cynthia Moore, thank you so very much for bringing this bill up. It's so important. You see all the community that came out for it, and this is a time when, we're being attacked for our nationalities, right? When America has always been a melting pot. And I can honestly say that I've never been more proud to be Mexican. So again, thank you very much for your guys' time.
Cynthia Moore for the record. This bill is very important to me, not just as a granddaughter of a farm worker or a Latina, but also for our future generations. I remember growing up, a product of CCSD schools, and we never learned about our Latino leaders in the civil rights or labor movement. Just being able to encourage educators to teach about Dolores Huerta is a big step in ensuring that young folks like the ones that are here today kids like my son, Liam, who's 7, not just for him to learn about the other leaders that we've had, but also know that there are leaders in this movement that look just like us, have some similar backgrounds like us, and for them to be proud of our heritage as well. Y a todas las personas que vinieron el día de hoy, que no pudieron hablar o que hablaron, muchas gracias por venir hoy. Significa mucho. For those that were here testifying in support, it means a lot to me that you were here to testify. We had over 40 people testify in support. Y sí se puede y vamos a seguir con la lucha. Gracias. Thank you. Adelante.
Thank you. I will now close the hearing on AB 98. And we are on to our last item for today, which is public comment. Public comment is not an opportunity to rehear testimony on a bill, and we ask that you please keep your comment to topics within the jurisdiction of the committee. As a reminder, members of the public can provide public comment in person or telephonically and may submit public comment up to 24 hours after the meeting. Instructions for providing public comment can be found on the agenda. To provide public comment telephonically, dial 888-475-4499. When prompted to provide the meeting ID, enter 847-5668-5375, and then press pound when prompted for a participant ID. Each person will have up to 2 minutes to provide testimony. Please remember to clearly state and spell your name for the record. And is there any public comment here in Carson City? Seeing no one approach, is there any public comment in Las Vegas today? Seeing no one approach, AVH, is there anyone on the line for public comment?
If you would like to provide public comment, please press star 9 to take your place in the queue. Chair, we have no callers wishing to provide public comment at this time.
Thank you. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, April 1st at 8 a.m. here in room 3143. That concludes our meeting for today. The meeting is adjourned.